Hey everybody, welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. You can use this video to practice your listening and comprehension as I speak. You ready? So today I'm going to talk about seasons. Of course, there are four main seasons that exist: spring, summer, fall, and winter. In English, the fall season is also called autumn, so you can hear some people say fall and other people say autumn. Let's talk about some of the differences between the four seasons. Spring is universally known as the season that brings life. This is the time of year when the flowers bloom and the trees fill with new leaves. In some regions, spring is really beautiful season, but in other places, spring isn't so exciting. For example, if you live in the northern regions of the US, spring is usually a really beautiful time of year. But if you live in other parts of the US, there isn't much difference between spring and other seasons. When I lived in Oregon, I saw real spring for the first time. The trees turned green, pink, and purple, and the whole landscape looked different. But in the other cities where I've lived, this type of spring season doesn't exist. Spring is also the season when the days get longer because most countries start daylight savings time at the beginning of spring. This is my favorite thing about the season. Okay, now let's talk about summer. This is my favorite season because I love the sun and I love long days. Of course, in some places, summer can be uncomfortable because of the heat. In some cities, the temperature in the summer can be 40 or even 45 degrees Celsius. This is too hot even for me. I can handle hot weather, but if it's hotter than 40 degrees, that's a little too much. Summer is usually kids' favorite season too because they have a summer break or a summer vacation. When I was young, everyone would get so excited in June because it was the last month of school. We would get about 2.5 months of break and it was great. Summer is also the season when many people take family vacations and travel. In my opinion, summer's the best season of them all. Okay, now let's talk about fall or autumn. Fall is similar to spring in that some places don't really have this season. But if you go to a region that does have the season, you'll see some amazing colors. For example, when I lived in Oregon, fall was the distinct season. Around the end of September, the leaves on the trees would change color and become red, orange, and yellow. If you've never seen this before, I recommend that you take a trip to a region that has this season. It's just a cool experience to see the colors. And of course, the leaves fall down from the trees, so there are leaves everywhere on the ground. That means that when you walk, there are always leaves crunching under your feet. But in most of the cities where I've lived, there is no real fall season. Alright, lastly, let's talk about winter. For many people, this is the worst season because it's really cold. If you live in a cold country, winter lasts for a really long time. This brings a lot of problems and hard work. In the cities where I've lived, though, winter is mild. In Southern California and Mexico, the temperature doesn't get very low and it doesn't snow. So I've never experienced a true winter before and I'm okay with that. I think winter can also be beautiful if there's snow. And there are plenty of fun winter activities that you can only do in the snow, like skiing or snowboarding. So winter can either be miserable or great depending on who you are and where you are. Okay, that's all for today. Leave a comment and tell me what your favorite season is. I'll see you next time.